Hey there, fellow space enthusiasts. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're tackling something truly mind-blowing. Cosmic civilizations.
And to navigate this cosmic landscape, we'll be using a tool that's both fascinating and humbling, the Kardashev Scale.
Okay, the Kardashev Scale, I've heard of it. It's like a ranking system for how advanced a civilization is, right? But how does it actually work?
It's all about energy, the lifeblood of any civilization. Think about it. Even here on Earth, our progress has always been tied to harnessing more energy. From fire to steam engines to nuclear power, each leap forward unlocks new possibilities. The Kardashev Scale takes this idea and throws it out into the cosmos, categorizing civilizations based on how much energy they can tap into.
So the more energy a civilization can wrangle, the higher up the Kardashev ladder they climb.
You got it.
Makes sense. But where do we fit in? Humble humans, I mean. Where are we in this cosmic pecking order?
Well, here's the reality check. Based on the latest data from the BP World Energy Statistical Yearbook, humanity is still stuck at a measly 0.7276 on the Kardashev scale. We're officially a level 0 civilization. Level 0. So we're cosmic newbies, still fumbling around with fossil fuels. Kind of embarrassing when you put it that way. But what would it take for us to graduate to level 1 status?
Level 1, or a planetary civilization, means being able to harness the total energy output of your home planet. No more squabbling over oil or coal. We'd be talking clean, virtually limitless energy from sources like nuclear fusion.
Nuclear fusion, huh? Isn't that the holy grail of energy production? I thought we were still decades away from cracking that nut.
You're right, it's been a long and challenging road. But there's good news. Just last December, scientists at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory achieved a major breakthrough. For the first time ever, they were able to get more energy out of a fusion reaction than they put in. It's a huge step forward. It has many scientists hopeful that practical fusion power could be within our reach.
So we're talking about a future where energy scarcity is a distant memory. That's pretty exciting. But what would that kind of energy abundance do for us? Would we finally be zipping around the solar system, like in sleek spaceships?
Well, interstellar travel within our solar system would certainly be on the table. Imagine hopping on a spaceship for a weekend getaway to Mars. Sounds like science fiction. But if we could master fusion power, it might become as routine as catching a flight across the country.
Okay, now you're talking. Weekend trips to Mars, sign me up. But let's not forget about the here and now. Besides space travel, what other amazing things could we achieve as a level 1 civilization?
The implications are truly mind-blowing. Think about the potential of artificial intelligence, powered by that kind of energy. We're not just talking about smarter phones or self-driving cars. We're talking about AI that could revolutionize medicine, solve complex scientific problems, and even help us understand the universe in ways we can't even imagine right now.
So we could be talking about cures for diseases like cancer, solutions to climate change, maybe even immortality.
Some futurists believe that radical life extension, even a form of immortality, could be achievable as early as 2040. Of course, this is all speculative, but with the kind of energy and technological advancements available to a level 1 civilization, the possibilities are truly staggering.
Wow. Okay, immortality by 2040. That's a whole other deep dive waiting to happen. But for now, let's stick with the Kardashev scale. We've talked about level 0 and level 1. What does it take to reach that next rung on the ladder, level 2? What makes a stellar civilization so different?
A level 2 civilization isn't just planet-bound, they've gone full solar. They've figured out how to harness the energy of their entire star. It might sound impossible, but one theoretical concept for how they might achieve this is something called a Dyson sphere.
A Dyson sphere, I've heard that. It sounds pretty wild. Remind me, what exactly is a Dyson sphere?
Imagine a colossal structure, maybe a gigantic sphere or a series of interconnected rings, completely encompassing a star. This megastructure would capture every bit of energy the star radiates. Now, building something like that would require engineering on a scale that's almost unimaginable to us right now. But remember, we're talking about a civilization that's thousands or even millions of years ahead of us technologically.
Okay, I'm trying to picture this. A civilization that can build a giant energy-collecting sphere around its sun. What would they even do with all that power?
We can only speculate, but the possibilities are truly awe-inspiring. They could create entire artificial worlds, travel between stars at will, maybe even manipulate space-time itself.
This is where things start to get really mind-bending. So if a level 2 civilization can control the energy of its star, what about level 3? Are we talking about galactic domination at that point?
You're on the right track. A level 3 civilization, a galactic civilization, has gone beyond harnessing the power of a single star. They've figured out how to tap into the energy of all the stars within their entire galaxy, billions upon billions of stars.
That's that's a level of power that's hard to even comprehend. What would a civilization like that even look like?
Their technology would be so advanced, it would be indistinguishable from magic to us. Imagine manipulating the fabric of space-time, creating wormholes for instant travel across the galaxy, maybe even communicating across vast distances using methods we haven't even dreamed of yet.
Okay, my brain is officially starting to melt. But this is what I love about these deep dives. It's like taking a roller coaster ride through the possibilities of the universe. But we've only scratched the surface of the Kardashev scale. We've got 4 more levels to explore, and things are about to get really wild.
You think levels 1 through 3 are mind-blowing? Buckle up, because we're about to venture into realms where the lines between science and philosophy start to blur.
I can't wait. Listeners, stay with us. We're going deep, deep down the Kardashev rabbit hole, and you won't want to miss what comes next. All right, my mind is prepped and ready to be stretched to its limits. We've explored civilizations that can control planets, stars, even entire galaxies. But I have a feeling that's just the tip of the cosmic iceberg, right?
You could say that again?
Yeah.
Levels 1 through 3, as mind-boggling as they are, still operate within the framework of our current understanding of physics. But when we start talking about level 4 and beyond, we're entering a whole new dimension, both figuratively and literally.
Okay, color me intrigued. So, level 4, what kind of civilization are we talking about here? Are we talking about godlike beings at this point?
The term godlike isn't entirely out of line. A level 4 civilization is a universal civilization, meaning they've figured out how to harness the energy of an entire universe. We're not just talking about capturing starlight. We're talking about tapping into the power of black holes, supernovae, maybe even dark matter.
Hold on a sec. Dark matter. Isn't that one of the biggest mysteries in science? We don't even know what it is, let alone how to harness its energy.
Exactly. And that's what makes level 4 civilizations so fascinating
Yeah.
and so difficult to even imagine. They've mastered technologies and scientific principles that are completely beyond our current comprehension.
So if they can control the energy of the entire universe, what's left to conquer? Where do they even go from there?
That's a question that has puzzled scientists and philosophers alike. One possibility is that a level 4 civilization would become nomadic, constantly searching for new energy sources across the universe. Maybe they'd even figure out how to jump to other universes, seeking out even more exotic forms of energy.
Okay, now we're getting into some seriously heavy stuff. Multiple universes. That's the kind of thing that usually only comes up in late night conversations after too much coffee. But is there any scientific basis for the idea of a multiverse?
It might sound like pure science fiction, but the concept of a multiverse has actually been gaining traction in some areas of theoretical physics. For example, there's the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, which suggests that every time a quantum measurement is made, the universe splits into multiple parallel universes, each representing a different outcome.
I'm definitely going to need a diagram for that one, but I think I'm starting to get the gist. So, a level 4 civilization might be able to navigate these parallel universes, accessing energy sources beyond our wildest dreams. But what would that even look like? What kind of beings would they be?
Here's where things get really interesting. At this level of advancement, it's possible that consciousness itself could separate from physical bodies. Imagine existing as pure energy or information, capable of traveling between universes, manipulating matter and energy at will. It's hard to even describe what such a civilization would be like, because it's so far beyond our current experience.
Wow, that's almost too much to process. So you're saying level 4 beings might not even have physical bodies. Like we understand them. They could be like pure energy or something.
Exactly. And think about what that would mean for their perception of reality. Time and space might become fluid concepts. They could experience multiple timelines simultaneously, manipulate the very fabric of reality. It's mind-boggling, to say the least.
It's definitely pushing the limits of my imagination. But that's the beauty of it, right? Exploring these possibilities, even if they seem completely out there, helps us expand our understanding of what might be out there in the universe.
Absolutely. And speaking of expanding our understanding, we haven't even touched on level 5 yet. If level 4 is about mastering a single universe, level 5 takes things to a whole new level, quite literally.
Okay, I'm ready for the next mind-blowing revelation. What does a level 5 civilization look like?
Level 5 is the multiverse civilization. Remember all that talk about parallel universes? Well, a level 5 civilization hasn't just figured out how to travel between these universes. They've learned to harness the energy of the entire multiverse.
So, not content with just one universe. They've gone full multiversal. That's ambitious, to say the least. But how would they even go about harnessing energy on such a vast scale?
Now, this is where we have to delve even further into the realm of speculation. One possibility is that they've discovered how to tap into the energy of hypothetical objects, like white holes.
Okay, I'm following you so far. But remind me, what's a white hole again?
You could think of a white hole as the theoretical opposite of a black hole. While a black hole sucks in matter and energy, a white hole is thought to spew them out. Some physicists believe that the energy output of a white hole would be so colossal that it would make a supernova look like a sparkler.
Wow, that's a lot of energy. So a level 5 civilization might have figured out how to tap into these cosmic fire hoses, drawing unimaginable amounts of power from them.
It's certainly one possibility, and with that kind of energy at their disposal, they could potentially manipulate the very structure of the multiverse itself.
Okay, now we're really getting into godlike territory. I'm starting to wonder if we even have the capacity to comprehend what a civilization like that would be capable of.
It's definitely a humbling thought. But let's not forget, we're still talking about hypothetical possibilities here. However, there are some who believe that we might have already encountered evidence of civilizations that are far beyond our own.
Wait, you mean like dot aliens? UFOs? Is this where we get into the whole Roswell incident and the alien interview?
Well, that's one intriguing possibility. Remember that transcript we talked about? The one supposedly recorded after the Roswell incident in 1947? The being interviewed in that transcript claims to be from a civilization called the Domain, and they describe a hierarchy of cosmic civilizations. That sounds eerily similar to the Kardashev Scale.
So you're saying that this being, if their claims are to be believed, could be from a level 5 civilization, a civilization that can travel between universes and manipulate reality on a cosmic scale.
It's certainly a possibility. And it's not just the Roswell incident. There have been countless reports of UFO sightings and alleged alien encounters throughout history that defy conventional explanations. What if some of these encounters are glimpses of civilizations so advanced that their technology seems like magic to us?
Okay, I'll admit that's a pretty mind-blowing thought. But we're only at level 5 on the Kardashev scale, and we've already ventured into the realm of multiverses and interdimensional beings. What's left? Where do we go from here?
Well, buckle up, because level 6 is where things get truly bizarre. We're talking about a multidimensional civilization, a civilization that exists beyond our three-dimensional perception of reality.
Multidimensional. Okay, I'm going to need a bit help wrapping my head around that one.
Imagine a flat sheet of paper. That's our three-dimensional universe. Now imagine another sheet of paper placed on top of it. That's another dimension, existing right alongside our own. But we can't see it or interact with it directly.
Okay, I'm starting to get the visual. So a level 6 civilization exists on these other sheets of paper, these other dimensions that we can't even perceive.
Exactly. They might inhabit higher dimensions, realms that are completely inaccessible to us with our limited senses. And because they exist outside of our usual constraints of space and time, they could potentially manipulate our reality in ways that would seem miraculous or even godlike to us.
So they'd be like puppet masters, pulling the strings of our reality from dimensions beyond our comprehension. That's both fascinating and a little bit terrifying.
It's definitely a humbling thought to consider, that our entire reality might be just a small part of a much larger multi-dimensional tapestry, and that there might be beings out there who can perceive and manipulate that tapestry in ways that we can't even begin to imagine.
Okay, I'm officially mind blown, but wait. There's still one more level on the Kardashev scale, right? Level 7. What could possibly top a multi-dimensional civilization?
Level 7 is, well, it's not really a civilization in the traditional sense. It's more like the source of existence itself, the ultimate creative force behind everything.
So we're talking about God, the universe, the Big Bang.
You could think of it that way. Some call it the universal mind, or the creator civilization. It's the ultimate unity, the point where all distinctions dissolve, and everything is one. It's the ground of being, the ultimate source of all energy and consciousness in the multiverse.
Whoa, okay. That's a lot to take in. So this level 7 entity, it's not just powerful, it's beyond our comprehension. It's the very fabric of reality.
Precisely. It's the alpha and omega, the beginning and the end. And here's where things get really interesting. From a philosophical perspective, if everything is ultimately one, this aligns with ancient mystical teachings from around the world. The idea that one is all is one. It suggests that even at the highest levels of existence, there's a drive to understand the interconnectedness of all things, to seek unity with the source.
Wow, that's deep. So even a level 7 civilization, or entity, or whatever you call it, is still on a quest for knowledge and understanding. They're still searching for answers.
It seems that the pursuit of knowledge is a fundamental drive, maybe even woven into the very fabric of existence itself. It transcends levels, dimensions, even the concept of civilization as we understand it.
This is all incredibly mind-blowing, but I have to ask, is there any evidence that any of these advanced civilizations actually exist? Or is this all just theoretical?
Well, there are some tantalizing clues out there. Certain astronomical observations have left scientists scratching their heads, wondering if they might be signs of advanced extraterrestrial activity. And that's what we'll explore next, as we delve into the strange case of Tabby's star.
Oh, I've heard of that. The star that's doing all sorts of weird things that scientists can't explain. Listeners, stay tuned. We're about to dive into some real-life cosmic mysteries that might just challenge everything you thought you knew about the universe. Okay, so we're talking about Tabby's star. This isn't just some random twinkling light in the night sky, right? There's something special about it, something almost spooky.
It definitely stands out, even among the billions upon billions of stars in our galaxy. You see, back in 2015, astronomers noticed Tabby's star was doing something really weird. It started dimming in a way that they had never seen before.
Dimming, like its light was getting fainter.
Exactly. It's actually pretty common for stars to dim slightly when a planet passes in front of them, blocking some of their light. But with Tabby's star, the dimming patterns were totally erratic. They didn't follow any predictable cycle, like you'd expect from a planet orbiting a star.
So it wasn't just a planet playing hide and seek with the star. What else could cause a star to dim like that?
Well, scientists initially considered all sorts of natural explanations. Giant swarms of comets, maybe, or thick clouds of dust blocking the starlight. They even explored the possibility of internal fluctuations within the star itself.
But none of those theories quite fit the bill.
None of them could fully explain the bizarre and dramatic dimming patterns. We're talking about dips in brightness of up to 22%, which is a huge amount for a star to dim.
22%. That does sound dramatic. It's like someone's flipping a giant cosmic dimmer switch. And not in any predictable way. So if it's not a planet or some natural phenomenon, what are scientists thinking could be the cause?
This is where things get really interesting. One of the most intriguing hypotheses is that the dimming is caused by an artificial megastructure orbiting the star.
Wait, hold on. Artificial. Are we talking about something built by aliens?
It might sound like science fiction, but some scientists are seriously considering that possibility. Think back to our discussion of the Kardashev Scale. A level 2 civilization, capable of harnessing the energy of its entire star, might need to build something massive to capture that energy. Something like a Dyson Sphere.
Okay, now it's all starting to click. We're talking about the possibility that an advanced alien civilization has built a giant structure around Tabby's star, and that's what's causing the strange dimming.
That's the theory. It's certainly a bold claim. But the dimming patterns of Tabby's star are so unusual that they've forced scientists to think outside the box.
So we've got the strange dimming and the possibility of a Dyson sphere. Is there anything else that makes Tabby's star stand out?
There's one more piece of the puzzle that's really intriguing. In 2021, the Chinese High-Altitude Cosmic Ray Observatory detected incredibly powerful cosmic rays, originating from the same direction as Tabby's star.
Cosmic rays, those are like supercharged atomic particles that zip through space, right?
That's right. And the ones detected from Tabby's star were unlike anything scientists had seen before. They were incredibly powerful and tightly focused, almost like a beam of energy.
Okay, now that's really starting to sound like something out of a science fiction movie. Could those cosmic rays be some kind of signal from an advanced civilization?
It's definitely a possibility, though a very controversial one. If an advanced civilization were harnessing the energy of Tabby's star, they might also be capable of generating and directing powerful beams of energy.
So maybe they're using these cosmic rays for communication or propulsion, or who knows what else. It's like something straight out of Star Trek.
It's certainly exciting to think about. Of course, we need to be cautious. There's still no definitive proof that the anomalies surrounding Tabby's star are artificial in nature. Many scientists are still searching for natural explanations, and it's important to keep an open mind.
I totally get that. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. But even if it turns out that there's a perfectly natural explanation for Tabby's star, the fact that we're even having this conversation is incredible.
It speaks to how far we've come in our understanding of the universe. We've reached a point where we can look at a star thousands of light years away and seriously contemplate the possibility of an alien civilization, building a megastructure around it.
It's truly mind-blowing. This entire deep dive has been a roller coaster ride. Through the possibilities of the cosmos, we've explored civilizations that can control planets, stars, even entire galaxies. We've ventured into the realms of multiple universes, multidimensional beings, and the very source of existence itself.
It's been a journey that pushes the boundaries of our imagination and challenges us to think about our place in the grand scheme of things.
And for me, it reinforces something I've always believed. The universe is full of mysteries, full of wonders that we're only beginning to grasp, and that's what makes it so endlessly fascinating.
I couldn't agree more. Every new discovery opens up new questions, new avenues of exploration, and who knows what incredible marvels await us out there in the vastness of space.
Well, I, for one, can't wait to find out. And on that note, I want to thank you all for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the realm of cosmic civilizations. I hope you've enjoyed the journey as much as we have.
And as you look up at the night sky, remember that every star you see could be a sun to another world, perhaps even a home to civilizations far beyond our wildest dreams.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep your sense of wonder alive. Who knows what amazing discoveries lie just beyond the horizon?